Interesting hand. I did not expect to see many things. Like, I know a bit about her, but I did not expect to see these things in such a popular singer, a very popular singer. I myself don't find her that attractive, but I cannot deny that she is very attractive, and that is shown by the Apollo mount and Venus mount combination. Scarlett Johansson, another person with exceptional beauty, has both Apollo and Venus developed. These people are exceptionally attractive and do exceptionally well in the domains of entertainment. Whether in front of the stage, in front of the camera, these people will shine. The talent is also shown by the Apollo finger being longer than the first finger. And also, what I didn't expect were two things. First, the first phalanges are extremely well developed. This shows that this person is studious. But when I looked at the biography, it showed she only has her high school diploma. But again, we have to see that studies or intelligence does not only comprise of the basic studies or like the contemporary studies or traditional schooling. It also shows the person to have an exceptional mind. So this means that not her talent is not only singing, but maybe she also co-writes her songs or writes her songs. She has a brilliant mind, and this is also shown by the headline. It is a scorpion headline. I've seen this in very exceptionally talented people, very exceptional. Like, they will not only be famous, rich, etc., but very unique. Their talent will be very unique. I don't listen to her music that much, but I think it is very unique. I think the fans would know more. The Fifth Harmony fans would also know more. And we see that the headline, now the headline is called a scorpion headline because it starts like this and it goes like this. It forms an angle like this. And on top of that, there is a fork at the end, which shows that the person, their intelligence is first double, now tripled. In a traditional sense, it would mean that the intelligence has doubled, but for her, she's already so smart that it has tripled. And we also see it ending on the first portion of the Mount of the Moon, showing that her talent is an intellectual level. So her songs are most probably going to be, discussed in intellectual circles. Her music will never be forgotten, and it will literally, people will read about it, might do their thesis on it. It's that type of talent that she has, and she is an intellectual at heart. Again, she is not the normal intellectual. This is shown by the first phalanges being very developed, and then the scorpion headline. These people have exceptional intelligence and unique talent. Same case with Jim Carrey. Now, if you look at his interviews, he's talking about depression, etc., in a way that modern popular psychiatrists, psychologists cannot even, tell you about. And that is not like something he shared earlier because, of course, he was working on his career. He came from poverty. You see this, and her story is also very unique because she is Cuban. She came from Cuba, got the American citizenship in 2008. Right now, she's 24 years old and so talented at such a young age. We see that this also follows her fate line. We see that when it's starting underneath the lifeline, then that means that due to circumstances beyond her control, usually I didn't read about her parents that much, but usually it means that one or both of the parents are very strict, the upbringing is very strict, or like I had a friend, he also had this similar case that he was in an environment early on, in a place early on where he was very creative, and now he's doing very well because he's out of that environment. But the thing was that due to the social factors, because palmistry is not only personality or nature, it's also nurture. So due to the nurture being the environment, he could not express himself, but he wrote poetry, he wrote stories, but hidden from the world in a way until he, got out of that mold. That's another story, but we're concentrating on her hand. So we see the same case. We see that a very exceptional case that the sun line is starting from the Mount of Moon, and we see that when it's from the lifeline, this means that the person's early years are a bit like. We also see this by the headline and lifeline being joined together, that the early upbringing is sheltered. Maybe the parents are overprotecting, maybe one of the parents is very strict. And the thing is, it can also point towards the country, because the country was Cuba. Of course, Cuba does not have that freedom of expression level of America. So again, she came out of that. And then suddenly we see the shift. We see the shift that this can also be acting as a second fate line. We see that it's totally shifting. It is coming from Mount of Moon, which stands for travel, which she got another nationality, citizenship. She got out of that country. And we see a sudden shift. So we also see these things propelled by the mounts. We see the Venus mount being generous, the Apollo mount being generous. So these things also propel the person. So it's not only about the lines changing by themselves. It could be that the person's thinking changed, meaning that they were having those hidden talents. They may be practiced in secret, they may be wrote songs in secret, they may be listen to American music in secret, and then when they reach the States, the total, because the total, like, just imagine you came to a very developed country, away from totalitarianism, sorry, a dictatorship, or a dictatorship like regime. I really forgot how to pronounce that word. So we see that that tends to happen, that the full life shifts. It's a very important thing. There's full life shifts, and we also see she has a. I haven't read about her family, if they supported her or not, but we see that there's a strong Mars line early on. So this can point towards the mother, father, or both. So that means that her family, at least one of them, supported her a lot morally and financially. And this also means that the person will never be alone. They will always have someone to count on. And then we see that the heartline. Now the heartline is very Saturnian. This means that she is into looks. Yeah, she will be, if she likes someone, she will first notice the looks, then go towards the personality. And this is not a defect in her. Everyone is different. Everyone has their own preference. Some choose to look at personality first, then looks, and it goes all the way. You can be wrong about anything. But she will look at the physicality of the other person, because she herself, not only because she herself is very good looking, but that's like her, the way she is. If her heartline was bigger, longer, it would be different. But her heartline is Saturnian. This points towards, now her heartline is also a bit similar to her headline, that it's going at an angle, and it's going a bit upwards at the end. So this means that she doesn't usually throw temper tantrums or become emotional, but she can. On top of that, she's Pisces, so you know how those people can be. So we see that happening, but it's good that it's at least starting from Saturn. That means she has good control over money, because other aspects point towards overspending, extravagance, and this can be her downfall. Overspending, extravagance, showing off too much. These things, like, because the Apollo mount, of course, points towards boastfulness, so she can boast, etc. And these things can. This is actually a type of person, I won't say that goes well in a group. Maybe she was very successful in the group, but I would like, if she wasn't in Fifth Harmony, or I didn't know she was in Fifth Harmony, I would be like, she will be a very good solo singer, even maybe a duet singer. But a group person, no, this person is not fit for a group. She is fit for someone producing her, looking over her, letting her co-write the songs until she reaches a certain age. And I think a big change is coming for her at 25, because this line is separating, the lifeline is separating at 25 from the headline. But I don't see her as being a group type person, because she has a lot of talent, and Apollonians, they tend to attract jealousy and hidden enemies. So people start to become jealous of her, and she, like, maybe she doesn't even see that, she continues boasting. Even the fingers are not that analytical. We see they're on the short to normal side. So they're not analytical. A person who, shoots first, asks questions later. So she is a type of person not everyone will get along with. Even the Scorpion headline shows that these people, they also tend to, be a bit changeable. Like, they won't have a fixed opinion about something. And this also, for people working under her or over her, it's fine. But her contemporaries, they will not like that attitude. So this is like the negative side of the Scorpion headline and her hand overall. I don't see this person working very well as a group. I don't know the history of Fifth Harmony, but maybe I'm not, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm absolutely right. But she has a long way to go. The sun line is very exceptional, the lifeline is changing, and the hand overall shows longevity. She just has to control showing off, boastfulness, realizing who her enemies are, not taking things at face value. Relationships are different, but not taking friendships at face value. And that, she might also gain some weight later on in life, because of the strong Venus and Apollo combination. Because these people, they're extravagant, they like to overspend. For her, she will have a lot of money, she has a lot of money, but again, there is some danger to her. Especially with Pisces people, I always say there's some danger. But overall, strong Mars line and maybe a long headline will counteract that. I just hope her the best of luck in her career, and hope she, controls these tendencies. It's not fixed, but she has some flaws which she has to take care of in the long run. Especially people who are in this line of work. Maybe if she takes a long break from it, when she has children, like in her early 30s or mid 30s, she has to take long breaks. Then she can figure out who she is. She might have a very big change coming for her, which will be positive, because that's when the lifeline and headline are separating. So maybe it will be like, I'm going to do my own music. I don't need more supervision. So she might become more of an independent artist, might get more control over her music. That tends to happen maybe from next year onwards. But that will lead to some clashes. As I said, she will have some hidden enemies who don't want her to go on her own. And but in as long as in her 30s especially she takes long breaks between albums, between tours, she will be fine, because then that will just lead to more egomania. Overall, a very successful person, but a very artistic person, not like a straightforward money making person, unless they're very supervised. Thank you so much for watching this reading, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did making it. Thank you so much.